Hi everyone, I'm Rita Lee, the editor-in-chief for Yahoo Life Southeast Asia. And we're here today at this amazing studio somewhere in Commonwealth in Singapore. And I'm here with Mark Ong. He's also known as Mr Sabotage. So please say hi.
Yeah. Hi Yahoo readers, this is Mark, aka Mr Sabotage. Very pleased to be with you guys.
So let's start with the questions. So Mark, how would you describe yourself to someone who's meeting you for the first time?
First of all, I'm most known as an artist, and I do designs on sneakers, but I consider myself more of a skateboarder first because it gives me a lot of direction in the approach to how I practice my art. So layman terms, I would say I'm an artist. Yeah, but if you get to know me better, I'll say I'm a skateboarder.
Yeah. Yeah, and surprisingly, we do see you skateboarding even in Marina Bay Sands. And, would you possibly share with us in some ways how would you express yourself with skateboarding?
Skateboarding, I would say that it is the thing that I've done for the longest time in my life, even more so than me doing my art. So I've been skateboarding for over 30 years. I started when I was below 10 years old, and I've been skating on and off but for the past decade I've been like going hard because as you grow up, I find out that during the weekends when I'm off doing my business, running my business and doing my work, my body needs to expand my energy, and it needs to move in a certain way that would give me like a reset so that I can go back to work feeling energized and all that. So this is something that I kind of need.
Yeah, for sure. It's like an outlet for you to just, do your thing, right?
Yeah. And recently I've been playing a lot of basketball, which I have not which I've recently revisited when I was since I was like 17 years old, and the body actually remembers happiness. It's a strange feeling because I have not been playing for almost 20 years, and then we started again, and I actually feel like the most happy at this point right now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it sounds to me that it's also a way of you looking after your mental health because, you've got this physical output, this activity.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it better. Like, especially during this time, we sort of like revisit the things that we loved in the past. And friends get together and started this little basketball meetup every week, and it has helped us to keep sane and like really happy.
Yeah, that's amazing. So let's just rewind back to your start as an artist and becoming like a sneaker customizer, right? What were like the initial reactions when you tell people you're on this path as a sneaker customizer? How was that reaction? Were people shocked, surprised? What do they think of it?
I never felt that I needed to explain myself because I was always hanging out with people who are like-minded and who understand what I did, and I basically saw a void in when you visit a store and you look at sneakers as a whole body of work. There was something lacking, in the industry, which is what you call streetwear, because back then sneakers were made for sports, and pieces that you will put together in your outfit happen to be nice, and we over the years we kind of like tailor-made all those things to form streetwear. So back then when I started, I kind of caught a glimpse of the future, and I wanted to create the now. So I didn't know what to do, so I took matters into my own hands, picked up a paintbrush and started painting, and fast forward, all that, it's been 18 years, and
Yeah.
I'm still enjoying it, and I still feel that there's a sense of duty in that cause that we want to do. And I don't know, it has been so well received right from the start. I didn't feel like I needed to explain to anybody. Even my parents felt that, oh, you're doing something good, there's reaction, and this stuff sells. And
Yeah.
I was able to make it into a livelihood, and run a small studio with several colleagues, and with my wife. It's very fulfilling.
It is. I think that is such a great thing that you are doing, in terms of like profession, and it kind of cross over to arts as well with the
Yes.
design. So do you think there are enough stories and culture of like South Asia for you to translate that into your designs?
I think that that's sort of like an expected thing, that there's sort of this undercurrent of pressure to say, hey, are you going to incorporate any element of Southeast Asia, any element of Singapore into it? But the thing is, like, I'm speaking as a Singaporean because we don't have such a long history. We just celebrated over 50 years of independence, and I feel that whatever I'm doing right now, whichever the influence being injected into my designs, is creating history for Southeast Asia itself. So I guess, yeah, there's a lot to explore, there's a lot to invent at this point, and I'm just here for the ride and to write the history books.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's already done so much history, putting, Southeast Asia on the map. He has fans like the late Kobe Bryant, even Mike Shinoda from Lincoln Park. So what makes your design so, I would say, interesting to fans from the US or UK who chop your items?
It could be the music, it could be a lot of things, but I feel that I always go by this guide where I feel that my designs have to be the only one in the world, the best in the world, the only one in the world. Like it must not exist out there. And I guess that with that approach, people like Kobe and Mike were attracted to that same energy, because that's the same level of energy that they operate with. And I'm glad and fortunate to have them as my clients.
That's amazing. Do you have any more, interesting fans or celebrities who have been picking up your design so far this year?
This year, I mean, before COVID, I met Steph Curry. Yeah, we flew to Manila to present him a custom design, and it was amazing. And he even took it on the court.
Really? He wore it on the court?
Yeah,
oh, wow.
I was so, I was so mind blown to be able to be operating from a small island here and be able to impact, the greats from overseas, and it's just amazing.
That's amazing. Okay, so we're gonna go on to a little bit of a serious note here. So,
okay.
What is your opinion of brands like Nike, in the US, who is actually going after sneaker customizers for infringing on its trademark? Take for example Lil Nas X, but that's Satan shoes and things. We wanted to know, what do you think about it?
That's a very interesting question. I've been studying it, and I'm trying to find out whether I will be receiving a letter next. I'm not sure. I've collaborated with Nike before. We released a very successful pair. I think so far they are going after people who, like that Lil Nas thing had like satanism connected to it, and blood and all. So I think that's a major red flag. It did so, the sale did pretty well, and it's impacted so many people, and I guess too many people are involved in that. That's why Nike doesn't want people to think that, to misunderstand that they are backing this move.
Yep.
And so far, there are others who are simply just bootlegging designs. They're just taking like patterns from luxury brands and they're just like putting it up and selling them, and in the most, I want to say, distasteful manner. So it's definitely a misrepresentation of what Nike's trying to do, and there's a whole pool of customizers that are pushing culture. They are using the sneakers as a vehicle to tell stories, and I feel that that's better than those that got the cease and desist letters. So there's just 2 points of view. And if you're pushing culture and you're contributing to the community with your designs, I think that's okay. But who knows?
Yeah. So I guess what we say is, to draw the line point blankly. I guess the ones that really copycat, the ones just like really tampao paste. I think that's a bit much.
They're just bootlegging and trying to make a quick buck. Yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So back to the brands you mentioned, like the luxury brands, and we noticed like some of the streetwear is actually finding a place in all these brands. And do you think, as an artist like yourself, would there be more opportunities for you to collaborate with, bringing your designs to the next level?
Oh, of course. I guess luxury brands, they have a lot of money, and they can provide you with a platform and the audience that streetwear wants to. I mean, I guess streetwear is just being themselves. The street people are just being themselves. They've always been regarded as cool, and the fashion industry has always taken inspiration from, I feel that like brands like Supreme, who did a collab with LV, is a significant milestone for streetwear. Whether you like the designs or not, I think it's huge, man. It's like, hey, the streets won. kind of. That's kind of how I feel, and whether you like it or not, I mean, Virgil Abloh is the creative director of Louis Vuitton menswear right now.
Yep.
He has been, he's done so much. He's like the guy that changed the world in terms of the streetwear luxury brand landscape right now. And other brands are taking notes. This is where the world is moving. So you have to move that way, and
just have to evolve, right?
Yeah.
Just be stuck.
Yeah, and I would say the world is getting younger. You want to target youth. Luxury brands are not for, like in the past, like older people, something like that.
Big bucks to spend.
Big bucks to spend, but they're targeting the youth right now, and it's some of these brands have like a cool vibe right now. They're not that old.
For sure.
Yeah.
Is that like one of your goals or vision as well? Do you see more of your customers being younger as well when they come to you?
I've always been selling to younger people, and obviously with late 20s to 30s, they have like more expendable income, and our customs are price higher than a retail pair because there's a lot of work done. So, but it is getting younger. It is getting younger, and
does that surprise you that they're younger?
No.
Where are they getting the allowance from?
Yeah, I didn't have much money back
Right?
then,
When you
and
first
that's why
started.
I had the desire to create what I didn't have, and now the kids have money and to spend and all. But there's also entrepreneurial spirit right now, and kids would buy sneakers and flip them to get profit, so that they have like a free pair of shoes. That's to start with, and then there are some that take it to the next level and run a business of reselling. They're taking advantage of their surroundings to make money.
Yeah, and
to
are
buy.
you for it or against it? Or the resellers who don't even give a chance to maybe folks like me who want to get a pair, if they're buying in bulk.
It's a long conversation. That's a long conversation.
Maybe for another episode.
Maybe for another episode. But I don't know. I mean, like maybe for another episode. There's too much. I don't want to misrepresent anything or but there's a line. Where do you stand on that line? Yeah.
Okay, sure. So on another note of luxury brands, you were recently featured in IWC's campaign alongside Lewis Hamilton.
That's
so how did that make you feel?
I think this is the ripple effect of the Supreme and LV stand, the impact that they made, and I feel obviously I feel honored, like oh shit, this is mind-blowing, and it's something to make my parents understand. Hey yo, all those painting.
This is me somewhere.
This is kind of like the results, and but also as a creative person, I've like so much experience telling stories through product that I feel that like the job will always go to the person that deserves or wants it the most, and I feel IWC contacting me is awesome, and it's not something that I feel very pressured with, because I feel that I could communicate what they want to communicate. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Getting recognition, and who knows, maybe there may be a chance for you to even represent Singapore in US or UK. Would you ever consider your works or even setting up base there?
Setting up base there is a thing that I have always dreamt of, but part of me, I don't want to make excuses there. Part of me is scared of moving, and a lot of me is saying that I want to stay here to write the history books. The collaboration with Nike SB in 2006 put Southeast Asia on the map. And I always held that as like a standard that I have to keep on going to put Southeast Asia on the map. And I've been doing a lot of that over the past 18 years. So I could travel there and do projects. I mean, the world is small now.
Correct. There's all this remote work,
Yeah.
You just did a meeting with a call, overseas and things like that.
Exactly. So I feel that I can achieve that. And if it was a city that I would move to, it would be New York. Yeah, because I want to make Singapore like New York. We kind of are in a old New York way. We are multiracial. Immigrants come in. Things get mishmashed. It's a melting pot, and it's kind of cool.
Interesting. So I guess like with having this studio, this beautiful place where you do your work, your handmade work, and with the pandemic, has that shifted your priorities?
The pandemic has given me more time to think. Before the pandemic, we were just grinding. We were just like churning out work. Thankfully, because there was demand. When the pandemic happened, the demand grew. But I was able to work from home for a little bit and had time to think, had time to exercise, had time to listen to audiobooks, gaining more knowledge. So we are doing the same thing, but we approach it with a more efficient and wiser format right now. So I would say it's a good reset button for us to approach our business in a way more efficient and wiser way.
Okay. So I guess one last question. I mean, I would say for the young people, inspiring entrepreneurs, like what sort of advice would you share with them based on all your 18 years of experience starting this by yourself?
I mean, get educated, learn something, listen to books, read books, or actually listen to books. It's more efficient than reading a book because you could be doing something else. Wow. That's what I found out.
The multitasker.
The world is moving at such a fast pace, so you gotta I wouldn't say chase, but go as fast as you can. Go as fast as you can, and don't leave ideas in your head. Keep on trying. Failure is your best friend. Success is a byproduct of failure. Or was it the other way around? You have to fail 9 times.
Yeah.
You have to fail 9 times to get one success. I feel it has always been like that. And,
even for yourself.
For sure.
Career.
Yeah. Do what you love. Really ask yourself what you love, because you're gonna work. If you're gonna work hard for something anyway, if you're doing something you love, chances of you giving up is much slimmer than if you're not doing something that you love.
And that's it, folks. Mark Ong, Mr Sabotage.